Yeah, let's go. Uh, Welcome to the community
It,
call, everybody, for uh, December the 20th, 2025. This is going to be a pretty big call in terms of just giving updates on everything that we have going on. So we'll give people a few minutes to kind of filter through and come through to the Discord. If you want to be part of the open floor towards the end of the call, you can join at discord.thecreators.com and then come on through to the community call room. Jay, could you just real quick make sure that our community call room is open to just like verified members, like as long as that role is set? Because I just want to make sure that we have that role set because we just set up a new room.
sure thing.
Cool, thanks, man.
We want to make sure everybody's able to get up in here.
Awesome. Yeah, so just to give a few updates, like right off the top of the bat, like we have a launch that we just went through this week. We launched the Titanium Finance TI token. That was a huge launch that we're really proud of everything that we did together with Titanium and how everything went with that launch. It was like a really great example of everything that we can do together with District and with our Signals product and just all the partners and integrations that we have throughout the agency network. So yeah, big shout out to Josh on the Titanium team, to John as well, the co-founder with Josh over there at Titanium, and also to Michael over at District, to Fracton Ventures for setting up the Titanium Phi Japan account, for helping to run the Japanese launch. Shout out to Per Labs and to the crew over there at the Miggles community for helping as well, and just like all the partners and all the people who were involved. Really appreciate you guys for being part of that launch. And now we've all launched a hedge fund, and so what a time to be alive. And now we've also been named as advisors to that hedge fund as well. So that's going to be very interesting going forward, where a lot of the different opportunities that we have throughout the agency network, we're now able to kind of get in front of the Titanium Hedge Fund board of directors, so to speak, and see where allocations of investments might be made. So I think that's really an interesting kind of part of like what the agency kind of does is like we incubate, we connect, we position in the marketplace, and we've got investments, opportunities, Titanium Hedge Fund and also Creator DAO, just like looking to invest in creators and in builders. So yeah, like that plus the District XYZ Builder Fund and the Creator Fund that we're also running, and kind of like bringing up to speed in a big way with Per Labs and with Fracton Ventures. There's going to be a lot of interesting things that we will be able to do here in this coming year that we've just been building towards all year, and we're just really happy that we have the ability to start getting some funding to creators and builders, and just like kind of getting behind the new on-chain economy in a big way. So yeah, Jay, Rigo, any thoughts on that one?
I mean, first, I would say it's such a great opportunity to for us, not and for Titanium, not only to launch, but also to the follow up. It's about that follow through, and it's about that long term investment that we're putting in. It's something that I haven't really seen a lot. We're all familiar in this space. People or companies or agencies, they work to launch a product, they work to launch a coin, and sometimes then the focus kind of dissipates or it goes somewhere else. And so it's really reassuring to see that not only did the agency help to launch and build out these tools for Titanium and work with them for their launch, but it's also great to see that now we're going to be helping them in the long term. and I'm really excited to see the educational programs we're doing um, with them. I mean, we're setting up a lot of long term, I guess, kind of plays for education, for raising awareness about financial literacy, and I guess just democratizing access to these kind of financial tools. As you guys know, I mean, in order to invest in a hedge fund in most places, you need to be an accredited investor, which means you need to have a certain credit score. It means you need to have a certain amount of capital. So it's cool to be able to bring those things that traditionally they've had barriers and restrictions and safeguards. It's cool to put that on chain, make it permissionless, and make it something that everyone can invest in. And we're just so grateful and so honestly uh, very humble. I mean, we're in a great position. We're in a great position, Ryan. I'm just grateful that we all have this opportunity to work together and to kind of share the wealth and share
Share
the
the
knowledge
knowledge
of
of
everything
everything
we're
we're
doing.
doing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I
what a great launch.
I actually just wanted to say too, based on that, like in terms of like what we're doing with Titanium Finance and like being able to advise them and like provide that strategic guidance on a regular basis, like we've got just like daily calls now set up, just like because like as like doing biz dev and like what kind of integrations and product planning can we do like for the hedge fund itself, and then like how does it tie in from like directly from the Signals portal that we set up to launch their whitelist and their to start getting engagement and followers on their Twitter account. Like, that's like where every Signals portal can start, but then it then can become whatever it needs to become from there. So like with Titanium Finance's Signals portal, it's going to be evolving into the hedge fund product itself. It'll be evolving into the education portal as well. So, the Titanium Finance portal of like, where all your dashboard is of your finances or your education in finance. It's all going to be there, and it's all going to be also tracked through the exact same point system that we've been using from the very beginning there. So that's the cool thing about Signals being like its own branded version of like Galaxy. It's like you have your own Galaxy, you have your own Galaxy.com, you have your own like engagement engine that then because it's its own instance on its own server, it can then be developed into whatever it needs to be developed into. It can be integrated into things. It can be migrated. So that's going to be really exciting to see because we've got the whole based creators town squares all throughout the world where we've got the regional chapters, we've got the local town squares where every town, every university is going to be able to have access to just like walk in and start learning about how to come on chain and get guidance from all the different partners that are providing education, including Titanium Finance. And that's going to be a huge way that we're going to be able to get Titanium Finance out to the world. And then also through the strategic partnerships that we can get through the agency network as well. So yeah, we're really excited about that. Let's see, what else do we have on the agenda? I just wanted to make sure that we cover everything, and then we can also open it up for an open floor and just kind of chat more at length about stuff. And also, let me also make sure we have our chat. I see before day one is in our chat, diligently providing invite codes. So if anybody's looking for invite codes for, is that going to be for the Peach and Pablo one? I'm not sure if that's the Peach and Pablo one that you're doing or if that's the House Proto. Oh, is that Titanium? Oh, that's Titanium. Okay, yeah. So that'll be for Titanium, and if you have not gotten into the Titanium portal yet, yeah, that is still running, by the way. Like, even though we ran and we did the Titanium token launch, again, guys, like, even though we haven't like really clearly been able to announce it yet and like really show that in the product yet, like this is coming like down the pipeline, that all the points that you're earning on Titanium, like all the points that you're earning on any of these portals that are going to move on into the product, like they will continue on. So those portals, like they start as your whitelist portal, but that's going to become, the Titanium education portal. So if you
It's a
go to
beautiful thing.
yeah, if you go to wl.titanium.finance, even though WL does stand for whitelist, it will probably end up changing that to a different, like maybe app.titanium.finance would make more sense. Like, so it's like the Titanium Finance app at that point. Do you guys think that would probably make sense as like the subdomain at that point? But yeah, like it's gonna be the same app basically, just like changed around and do a V2 of it. So that's going to be cool and coming soon. And
If I
yeah,
can, if I can weigh in on this
go
real
ahead.
quick, I mean, I think it's being slept on right now. I think a lot of people, they got the NFT and they know it's for the pre-sale, but I don't think people have given it enough thought or enough acknowledgement of like what's next with this cube. Like it's not just for the pre-sale. The pre-sale's done, it's over, but these titanium cubes, they are going to be something that I would watch out for. I would stick around and I would see everything we're going to be doing with these cubes, not just with the education portal, but also with reduced fees for the actual hedge fund, for other things with titanium. It's going to come with exclusive access to events. It's going to come with a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So I'm excited to see everything we're doing with the cube, all the upgrades. And I've heard there's even a couple of cheat codes or even little hacks you can do on the cube, right? And so it's just going to be exciting to see what we do with that.
Anybody who's familiar with the history of like GameStop NFT and maybe you saw some of the NFTs that were released by the devs over there at GameStop NFT that like got really popular, and people were finding like little cheat codes and like Easter eggs that were hidden inside of them that you could like maybe do like the Konami code, for example, or like different things that would like kind of enable the NFT to like change its like color or background, or like go into kind of different modes. Like there's things hidden, like there's always things hidden, like, and it's always fun to explore. So yeah, and I'd say that like in terms of like what the whole future of this looks like, I would say get your tinfoil hats on and like buckle up. And that's all I can say, because like we've got a lot of kind of ground to cover from January 28th of 2021 until now. And we're coming up on a big anniversary there. So I think that's going to be really fun to come through together with us now kind of advising a hedge fund as opposed to being against one. Would be really interesting. But yeah, like kind of tying things around to like what we're building, just really interesting that we'll now be able to kind of have that involvement with the void, with like the multiverse that we're building, kind of like all the books, movies, games, collectibles, merch, really everything that like a mass like retail brick and mortar gaming store like would really want to kind of partner with on a big level. So I think that would be really cool for us to get into. But yeah, what do you guys have for, I guess, the rest of our agenda from this week? Like what else did we do besides launch a hedge fund and become advisors at a hedge fund? I think it would have been really busy, so I've just been trying to think of like what else we have going on.
Always a lot going on over here, that's for sure. It can be hard to keep track, but let's talk about the next 1 billion.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, as you guys know, this was a big week, not just for the agency, but it was also a big week for Base, and I think for crypto in general, and even the world. Everyone got access to the Base app this week, and as you guys know, the Base app is it's about democratizing access to the financials of being a creator. we're all used to posting on Instagram, posting on Twitter, posting on Facebook, where you post, you put your information in there, and these companies, they make all the money. They mine
Yeah,
all the
that's
data,
that's
they fill
absolutely
it
right.
out,
Hold on, let me
they
let
make
me
all the
just
money.
save you. Let me just save you because like I know you're eating, so let me just save you from eating,
I'm
like so
sorry.
you can
I'm
just
sorry.
finish.
I didn't know I could talk. Sorry. Go ahead. Go
No, yeah,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Like you can definitely finish and I'll take it. Like yeah, cuz like 100% like everything that we like are building over here with the creator economy links in like directly to this next 1 billion online campaign cuz like all the chapters around the world, all of our town squares that are community led organizations that they're set up and they have a president, a vice president, a secretary, a treasurer, and an education lead. Those are set up for a purpose. Like they are set up for the vision of bringing creators on chain with other creators kind of like organizing together to like show what on chain really is like in every way. So like the based creators and the whole movement of creators that are wanting to come together and like be the voice of base like um our next project is literally going to be bringing 1 billion people on chain and tracking our progress. So every chapter is going to have the, the sorry, I just laughed because a comment just came in. But every chapter is going to have the ability to be participating in this and like leaders across the entire space, like anybody who wants to step up as a leader to be onboarding creators or just really anybody on chain, because anybody can be a creator. Keep that in mind. Anybody can be a creator. So like we're just onboarding 1 billion people on chain. And the way that we're doing that is one base app at a time, like one base profile, one base name, one post on the base app. Like we want you to like monetize your post and to turn it into a coinable post. And then we're going to be really just like showing all of the posts that are being posted by 1 billion new people. And it's going to be just filtering through and like everybody's going to have an opportunity to buy like the coin of whoever is being shown at the time. And really like the eyes of the world will just be focused on like one creator at a time. And like there'll be just an opportunity for anybody in any region to spin up their own version of this where you can just like link into it like on a protocol level and just have your own platform in your region, have your own platform for maybe specifically musicians or your own platform for maybe specifically just like your group or your kind of product. So there's like all sorts of ways that can be plugged into and it's just a way for us to register who is bringing on chain like the next 1 billion people and even have a leaderboard of like who is the most effective at onboarding. So that's going to be really interesting for on an ecosystem level for everyone to have a bit of a friendly competition of who can bring the most out of this 1 billion that base is going to bring on chain, like who can bring the most. You know what I mean? That is actually going to be really fun for different products or different communities or different meme coins or like whatever to be competing to bring people on chain. So I'm actually really rooting for the entire continent of Africa. I think they are the underdogs of Unchained in many ways, and I'm thinking that they're going to be the ones that are going to be winning the entire pot if it is up to like if we have like an entire Africa wide like onboarding group. I think that would probably be like really killer. And I think yeah, just anybody can literally stand up though, like as a leader and create a group and just like make it happen. And then they will kind of be able to organize and get people on chain and just be passing more and more to this protocol layer that is literally just sitting there counting up until a billion, and it'll just have a live counter on the website just like showing you the numbers flying in and also the creators themselves who are posting on base app and their base names and stuff. So it's going to be really cool. We're really excited about this. Oh, and that's starting on January 1st at like 1:11 a.m. So it's on 11111, and it's one person at a time, one base name at a time, one base app at a time, $1 USDC at a time, and it's 1 billion.
We love our numbers. We love our numbers, don't we? I mean, I couldn't agree more about Africa. I see that our community, and base creators in Africa, they're so hungry and they're so hardworking, and they deserve all the success that they have now and all the success that's coming to them. And
I think it's
it's going to
more so
be
that there's so much like under like literally, dude. There's not even Wi-Fi coverage in some places. They don't even have the Wi-Fi, the self coverage in some places in Africa yet. Like they're completely not even online yet. Like so, we're talking about like the entire like continent like is not even fully online. So talking about bringing on chain, like the biggest lift of Africa is also bringing them online and then also providing like a steady power grid. Like there's going to be a lot of investment that needs to be made, and like we're really like looking to make that happen too, like through the chapters and through the organizations. Like each one of them is able to come up with its own ventures and to invest in its local area through the technologies that we're all developing together. So yeah, like for example, cow chain, liquid cows. um the idea of tokenizing cattle, and ensuring it to enable farmers to get liquidity and loans on their cattle herd. There's so many different ideas that are coming out of Africa, and we're really, really excited to be just like helping out and like providing any kind of like platform or networking opportunities, or the ability to go global with the ideas that can change the world. So yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out to Song Chain. Um,
Yeah.
I just want to give a quick shout out because I know I'm on. If you're there, if you're listening, I just want to give a shout out to you and what you're doing with Song Chain. For those who don't know about Song Chain, um, it's for musicians creating on bass. Um, I recommend everyone just go ahead and follow their Twitter and just be on the lookout for when they come out. I don't want to get into too much details of what they got going on, but Songchain is something that I would take a look at. Go back to it, Ryan. Sorry, I just wanted to shout that out.
No, yeah, all good. So I guess like what else we have going on right now is we currently have the whitelist phase of the Peach and Pablo is going to be starting on Monday, and we're currently getting people into the whitelist of on wl.peachandpablo.com. So I will see if I can put that in our little banner here actually as it scrolls across the screen. But yeah, that is going on right now. After that is going to be House Protocol, which is the on chain eBay that's going to be coming up on Tuesday. So that's right after, and we're looking to also get that kind of launched out today with people getting into the whitelist. So yeah, kind of be looking for that as well. And we'll be dropping that link as soon as that is ready for people to start hopping in there. I think one of our devs has been pulling all nighters trying to make sure that that is ready. So he is currently sleeping, and he will be up to finish that out as soon as he's up. So I think yeah, we've got some stuff coming with that as well. So the the next one that's coming out is going to be Peach and Pablo on Monday. So look out for that. That's going to be on district.xyz. And then another district launch on Tuesday will be the House Protocol. And yeah, we're definitely looking to kind of do a lot more interesting things with those two brands. And you'll see some announcements coming out from agency and from those partners here soon to follow up those token launches. So yeah.
It's definitely going to be exciting. Peach and Pablo, for those who don't know, they are a TikTok pair of cats with big following on TikTok, and they've been so open to exploring the possibilities of bringing their IP on chain with merch, with a token, and lots of other stuff. So we're excited to be able to help bring some Web2 creators onto Web3 and benefit from that ecosystem along with all their fans. And as far as House Protocol, you guys are familiar with eBay. Everyone knows eBay. Everyone knows how auctions work. And we're excited to see what that looks like on chain, how to make it a bit more permissionless, how to get out of some of the barriers that come with just the Web2 side of things. So that is going to be those are going to be some two really promising things to look forward to.
Yeah, and all of these launches, Peach and Pablo, House Protocol, Titanium Finance, Nemesis, they've all been using our Signals platform. It's been in development ever since Nemesis. It was its first outing. It was able to help launch Nemesis to have like one of the best launches this year. We have been working on turning it into an actual self-serve app that like you can come and create your own Signals portal, and we're actually going to be launching Signals as a product in January. So the rest of our holidays after House Protocol launches on Signals as its kind of last beta outing, we're going to be turning it into its final form and polishing it up for release in January. In fact, a lot of that work has already been in progress, and you're going to see a extremely updated version of Signals on Tuesday, or actually maybe even coming up tonight. So you might be actually able to see the House Protocol looks a little bit different than some of our other Signals. Or if you go back and now check on our 444 the agency VC Signals, where you can also see some changes have happened there too. So we've been kind of like tooling a lot on what does the next version of this interface look like when it comes to version 2 added a kind of chat terminal that has a lot of interesting features and Easter eggs, and the ability for gaming and kind of DLC for things to be added to it. And we're now kind of adding to now the ability for an entire OS, which can run apps and have a lot more to it than what you're going to be able to see on its surface from the very beginning. But at its heart, it's really going to be like a desktop environment for V3. It'll be kind of like you're browsing kind of like an old school like Windows 95 computer, but just on chain. So yeah, we're really kind of excited to be bringing that to light and having a cool product for people to be using. And really it's just for boosting your engagement, getting your account set up and started with people like actually being able to see you on the timeline, follow you, like, and repost. That's why it's called Signals. It's just because it cuts through all the noise and it makes sure that what you're doing is actually seen and is actually paid attention to. And it's very, very effective at doing that. Like, the Signals portal for Signals itself just launched, and already has gotten the brand new Signals account that was just launched last night is already up to like 1,000 followers. So that was like, we're kind of like proving that like pretty quickly, and like Peach and Pablo as well have been pretty impressed with how quickly they've been getting followers. And when you run a product like this, like for like a month or for 2 months, like you're able to really grow from like 0 up to like 30,000 followers if you're doing it effectively. It's really just about the way that you use it and how it's used, and we're able to help to coach founders and builders to make sure that if you're launching something that you really want some eyes on, you should probably just come and get a Signals portal, because it's like your own personal galaxy.com. It's like your own personal kind of engagement engine. And so, yeah, that's going to be launching in January. So we're really excited about that being kind of like an official launch that people will start to be able to, participate in and have their own signals portal at a larger scale.
And on the flip side, as someone in the space who's not a creator, maybe who's not a founder, who's not a team, who's not a project, as someone in this space who you might just be by yourself, you might just be a degen, and you know how to kind of search around, find what's going on. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of scams, there's a lot of rugs, there's a lot of things going on, and sometimes you don't know what's true and what's not true. So it can be good to have access to signals, cut through all that noise, and just find a place where you can go straight to the source and you can build up your, I guess, how much you're going to be able to get from a new opportunity. So, I mean, I think it's valuable on both sides, Ryan. Like, it's very valuable as a creator. You're able to put your work out there and get that attention. It's also valuable as someone who's looking for projects, who's looking for teams to support. It's a place where you can. It's like your one-stop shop for everything about a project that you might need to know, for everything that you might want to engage in, and also for you to build up your points towards a whitelist, towards any other products that you might benefit from. So I think it's exciting for everybody. Very exciting.
Yeah, so I mean, it can be used.
Probably, I was gonna say,
ahead.
yeah, that's definitely a great place for like alpha and stuff. So, which I know that was probably like one of the first things that might be added on, I believe. Where alpha is a huge thing that's going to come from this, and it's going to be a great opportunity for anyone that's looking to invest into like future opportunities.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like that, the original name of the Signals platform was just $whitelists, the platform. And it was just going to be launched as a tokenized platform with the $whitelist token. And we were like, okay, like, that's kind of what it started out as. But then we realized, well, it can also be used for airdrops. Oh, but it can also be used for just like farming your engagement and making sure that you have like tons of likes and retweets and follows. Oh, it can also be used for XYZ. Like, and now we just started adding more and more use cases where it really is just like a way to boost out your signal across everything, and then like just have people come in and just tune into that signal and get rewarded, and have a lot of opportunities for you to promote anything in your network, like anything that you want to promote, like your merch, like your product, your game, your book, if you have a movie, if you have like any kind of product or thing that you want people to participate in. It's a good way to encourage and to attract and to reward that participation. So I would say that's like it's number one best kind of ability there. So, and I would say, yeah, the alpha of it all, the just holding the Signals token that's going to be launching in January on I was going to say, like, I was going to spoil where it's launching, but you guys know where it's launching. um the Signals token that will be launching, like, it's going to be just a way to get access to some of those alpha opportunities, just the same way that our 444 NFT kind of like guarantees you that you're going to be able to have like, the whitelist access in these Signals portals. Like, the Signals token can also be, spent to get access, to them. So yeah, it's going to be some interesting ways to kind of get into different Signals campaigns in the future where they may be participating in the Signals token itself. And by participating, that might make them a featured portal, or it might make them, be able to get more people in through, participating in the token of the ecosystem. So there's going to be some cool things that we end up doing. And that's going to be also a good way to be getting alpha. So, yeah. So I guess for the rest of our community call, like, we don't have anything else that we're going to be like wanting to kind of get out there. Like, I don't think, I mean, did we touch on the Create.Blue launch and how that's going to be launching here, like literally in the next?
I don't think we
few
did.
days?
When you mentioned the movies, games, books, and
music, I was like, let's talk about Create.blue. So I think now is a great time.
Okay, yeah. So those of you who have been following the Create token since February, this is something that we've been working on literally all year. Just working on what is the Create.blue. What I mean, it wasn't even called Create.blue back then, but it was just like, what does the portal look like? What does the creator portal look like, where you can create books, movies, games, music, and then just everything can be tied together and be interoperable. So, kind of the V1 or the MVP, I guess in dev speak, that's like the V1, but like the MVP is kind of like the V0, where it's just like in its basic form, it's coming up and it's able to serve the functions of, launching a token on Clanker, launching a tokenized product, being like a game or a merch on Node Merch, various other kind of ways of launching tokenized products like books or movies or music. So like this is all kind of the back end of this new creator economy that we're looking to help enable here, where it's kind of like this open source, like, protocol level way for people to launch things. And once we've kind of got the bare bones of that out there, we're going to be having kind of individual mini apps that are dedicated to each creator vertical, where we are going to be going up against like Netflix with like an on-chain Netflix clone that is essentially going to have all the movie makers, filmmakers, like, TV show producers, animators, cartoonists that want to be part of that app, will be able to kind of own that app together, because it will be launched as, a tokenized product, and having ownership of that token will be that they will have ownership of the kind of the DAO that runs like the Netflix competitor. And so all the filmmakers of Base and, on chain will be able to kind of team up to take down Netflix, and to have ownership of that Netflix competitor together with all those who want to invest in that product. So I think that's going to be really interesting, and we're going to be doing that literally with every creator platform in Web 2 that's currently extracting money from creators and like funneling that up to the top of the organization that are not creators. We're going to essentially come for their lunch and, have a way to have the entire community of on-chain take ownership of this kind of like decentralized competitor to that specific product, that it'll be kind of like focused on the goal of, taking down, each quarterback of the old economy, so to speak. And as we take them down, it'll become more and more easy for us to take down the bigger ones. So I think that's going to be like an interesting thing to happen, where now that like Base app is out, Coinbase is going to be looking to really roll out and find a way to compete on a massive scale to become the everything app. And this is going to be a huge part of that if we can position ourselves correctly, then we're going to be, the kind of arms and legs of the community organization that kind of brings the world on chain, and then also kind of decides like what are the apps that the world is going to use to replace Netflix, to replace Spotify, to replace, Hulu, and all these other apps. Because like it's up to us, like if we band together as a kind of community of like all the creators and all their voices, saying, fuck the old system, pardon my French, but the old economy is not serving creators. Like we're moving to a new one that's owned by the creators themselves. And I think that's going to be one of the most powerful movements that you're going to see happen in the market if we can properly set that up. So that's what we're about here. We've been building it for a long time. But it's finally, the MVP of that platform is coming, and it's not going to be, it's not like the MVP. Let me just let you guys know, the MVP is not going to be polished. It's going to be just like a beta, just like every MVP is. So like, please treat it as such. But we are looking to essentially be building it with the entire ecosystem of builders and creators that are already building some of these products or building some of the ideas. So we've actually got some music creators here in the house that are going to help to be working on our kind of competitors to the music industry here. So really happy that you guys are here. And we can also kind of close out with our community open floor with that, I think, because like that really kind of gives us a really big discussion point for us to just talk about with I see Ayman is here, Zal is here, Jay is also a musician, and then Rigo is a game developer, designer, artist, musician, creative genius of many kinds. And I also do a lot of things. And who else is this other person here? Watch Always. Yo, what's up, Watch Always? So glad to have you here. And Before Day One is a huge anime nerd, I think. I don't know much more about you, bro, and I'm glad to have you here. And really glad that you're in a call. Would love to actually hear your voice. I don't know if we've actually talked for a while. I think we talked briefly one time earlier in the year, but like, yeah, glad to have you guys all here. And let's like open up the floor for community. Like, what do you guys want to chat about? Like, maybe Song Chain, maybe. Yeah, we can start talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, tell us, man. Tell us about Song Chain.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? I love the hype, and I'm happy that all of you are here. Yeah, man. And well, Songchain is going. Let me just share a link, and while we chat here, we can like you have to check it out. What's going on with it so far? It's crazy, guys, and I need a whole bunch of help and ideas to just make this something that's, like Ryan said, something that's gonna take over the other music stores and stuff that are not like saving the creators well, you know. And well, this is the idea so far, and yeah, man, I'm looking forward to hear more voices and see how we can take it. I just dropped the link in the chat here. Yeah, what's up, Sal? What's up, Stuffs? What's up, Goose, Timo, and everybody else?
Yeah. Yeah,
man.
Songchain is dope. I was checking it out earlier. It's just like it's a way for producers to like step up and help artists to start learning about the music industry a bit, right? Can you give us a bit of an overview?
Yeah, bro. So pretty much it started out as something that's just supposed to be an easy way for a musician to manage to tokenize their music without having to go through anybody, okay? Because that was like my personal challenge. I'm a musician and I've got a whole bunch of music, and I was like, how do I get my music to an audience in a few clicks, not like having to go through a whole bunch of gateways and gatekeepers and having to like pay a whole bunch of money or have money taken away from me. So it was like a personal build. But then when I moved to Livingston for some bass activity and then Create on Bass launched, it became like a thing, like it became popular in the communities and I was a part of it. Then it just took a different direction. Like Ryan said, it's supposed to be a platform where musicians, producers, and fans build a community together, all right, where everybody gets to like benefit from all efforts. So the first idea that has rolled out or that we have gone with was, of course, backed by the Bass Creators, which was a Livingston chapter that we launched when we came here. Figured out that most of the people that are here, the common popularity is musicians. So to build value for them, we decided to offer production services because I'm a producer and sound engineer. So I was like, well, I'll give what I can give, and to top it off, show them how to distribute on-chain. So in the process of showing them how to distribute on-chain, we decided to say, hey, let's just build the app and have our audience gather in one place. So that's the concept of the build. In a short story, it's a place where the audience is literally there to watch their musicians, and then the musicians, it's a curated place. Not everybody is allowed to like just freely upload any music. They first of all they have to be part of a create on base town council, which is like a way of us putting ourselves together. Somebody would say a way of onboarding, but for me, I see it as a way of like, for lack of a better word, organizing ourselves in a way that we know who's who and who's where, and creating just this network of musicians, and sharing tools that will help us scale up. The Songchain being the first tool that we're going to share. So it's built on base, and the idea is to tokenize every song. Every song is supposed to be a token, and I learned something from how some of the launches for the clients have been done here, and the whole process of having the the people like engage and participate in the activities and get rewards for doing that. So I kind of thought of a similar idea with Songchain, where we have certain products that go out, with products being music that goes out, if they're public, everybody could access it, and then certain products just like are um, only available, for lack of a better term, to people that are whitelisted. I just even learned how to use the term. Yeah, for people that are whitelisted, they could have access to more features, merchandise, and one-on-ones with the musicians. And I'm very open for more ideas. I've been adding features to the prototype build, which I shared there. And yeah, man, pretty much if anybody has like a direct question or something that you'd like to really understand about Songchain, I am ready to answer. I'm super overwhelmed because like it's just a lot, so I don't even know where to start from. But I'm definitely going to share a well put out plan and document for everybody to just like go through and understand what the vision and the idea is. So yeah, in a short sentence, guys, it's just a place where the audience meets their musicians, and it's good music only, and then the fans get to benefit because of the tokenized culture, where they could get to own part of the songs. And me and Ryan were chatting the other day, which led to a decision where the creator of the song has two options when they're putting their song up on the platform. They either choose to receive a huge percentage of their royalties, or they decide to split it, whereby they receive a percentage of their royalties and another percentage goes to buying into the token, of which the token of Songchain is I propose to be the song token of the create dot blue, so that we could just have Songchain as the music side of the create dot blue. So yeah, guys, pretty much.
No,
Yeah, man.
That's lovely, bro. And I know it's super early for Songchain, and so not to put you on the spot or anything, but it's still early, and like you said, you're very open to feedback and adding new features. And I'm excited. I haven't jumped into it yet. I'm excited to get some music on there, and I'm excited to be able to like people who support artists in the early stages, like that's something that is worthy of a reward.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a great place to start. That's a great place to have that end goal in mind.
Yeah, and I think also like we're looking forward to see like what we can do with any builders that are wanting to be part of like the agency
Yeah,
network.
bro. Thanks, man. And Aish, it's hard. It's really, I know everybody who's a musician in here understands how crazy it is, even though we know that music is one of like the biggest businesses in the world, except the musician is often the one that suffers the most. Crazy.
Yeah, totally. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, all good, bro.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to say too, dude, like we're looking forward to support like builders that are in the agency network and like wanting to kind of be part of the agency network in a big way, because like the way that like we all come up together is by kind of forming a collective of builders that are all working together for the same goal. And that's really what the agency is founded on, is like it's a decentralized agency where it's made of founders who come through from across the ecosystem to say that they want to be part of this like goal of making the new on-chain economy together. We form this bond of like, you know, that we're going to kind of promote each other's products. We're going to integrate with each other's products. We're going to essentially have like kind of like one of each major product like in the ecosystem on the global scale. Like on regional scales, there can definitely be like multiple different types of every product like throughout the world, but like on the global scale of like, you know, what we're looking to promote for like the global agency, like we're going to look to have like one seat at the table for every like type of product in like the entire ecosystem of like every type of product that there could be. So like really that necessitates for there to be like, you know, a team that's in charge of every product and making sure it's really successful. Like we're going to want to have like industry leaders from the music industry, for example, come in and help to guide and like lead the music product so that it is really becomes like a democratized version of the entire like music industry and music lovers worldwide together, like owning the app that like goes up against Spotify and, you know, the centralized, you know, corporations that like have like, you know, 1% you know, ownership of what like, whatever it is. So that's like what we're looking to do is like fully democratize like from like on a vertical level, like, you know, the entire music industry into kind of like this very like open and like democratic like you know, kind of structure that you can pretty much like vote for like the president of like the music industry, like for example would be like Kendrick Lamar probably if we were to hold a vote right now. And then he would help to guide, you know, from the agency side, he would help to guide you know, the song chain, or like, you know, like essentially like the competitor, like, you know, whatever the token ends up being. And like the agency, like what we look to do, if you're a builder who's looking to kind of be part of this, if you're already building something like this, if you're building one of the apps in our verticals that we're looking to build or that we've already been building, definitely come and like see how we can integrate, partner, like merge, like whatever we can do to essentially just make this like, you know, the thing. Like this is going to be like what we just decide like as an entire network. Like we're just going to say like this is going to be the thing that we are going to do for, you know, song, like for the song token or whatever it is. So, and in that case, like we just have like all of the musicians who want to like participate would kind of collaborate to like merge their products together or like make the best possible product that we could to go up against Spotify specifically. You know what I mean? And it would be like, you know, that way we'd kind of be wanting to you know, for example, like you've got like a piece of the product that is about like bringing artists up and helping them produce. That's not even something that Spotify does, but it's like something that would be like so much better than Spotify if it was a piece of its competitor, right? So it's like we would be able to kind of merge together something that would be the best possible competitor to Spotify ever. And it would be run by all of the musicians and all the builders who are building for musicians that want to be part of such a thing. So yeah.
Thanks, bro. That makes so much sense. And you know, it coming from more than one mind makes it like non-compete with, because most of these structures are often monopolized. We all know that well, the industry makes a shit ton of money, and then it's like one-sided. So musicians, I'm a musician, and I was building this from a musician's point of view, okay, which is like a non-bias to the musician side. I remember having a conversation. I think I had I forgot, and there were some other guys I had. Zao was part of it as well, and they were asking me why I was thinking of giving 100% of the musicians' royalties. Like, how's the app going to survive? How's it going to be taken care of? I replied to say, because I'm thinking from a musician's perspective. Okay, we have never had something or somebody or a group of people who have dedicated to say, oh, hey, music is actually a great deal. Everybody in the world listens to music, from the smallest to the biggest character. We all behave or pretend like it's just like something passive, unless it's one of these superpowers that Ryan likes to talk about. You know what I mean? That gotta go out of business. But unless it's one of them in a monopoly position, that's when music looks like a like a great deal. That's when it looks like a business. Other than that, it just looks like one of those things where, if it's in Africa, bro, it's one of those things where your parents go like, yo, dude, get a life. You know what I mean? Like, stop with all that stuff. If it's for some of us, we're like, yeah, like extremely, we're growing up now, we're getting into like a situation where we have to take care of everything in our lives, and we've been at it for a while. When you're seen doing music or pursuing music, it's like you don't have a head on top of your body, all right? It's like you don't have a brain, but then you can see that this is a very lucrative business. And honestly, I give thanks for this place and this platform, because it's what inspired me and motivated me to even start building, you know what I mean? Something that's close to liberation for musicians. So I didn't hear everything that was said after I was sharing. My network went bad, but like everybody who's just down to help on this mission, guys, please, man, like in whatever way. Um, I have ideas, you have ideas, and we all have ideas. It's just like I was telling Goose the other time, like I'm so down to have to run with whoever is interested to manage the song or the music token. You know what I mean? It's the dollar sign music or whatever it is that's gonna be. I know like the agency or creators agency knows how to handle the tokenomics side of things. And well, on our side, we have the crowds, we have the numbers, we're the creators, we're the musicians. We work together. This side, one team's handling the tokenomics, this side, the other team's handling the bringing the people together. And well, the music that's being created, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have some more songs added onto Songchain so that you guys could have an idea of how great some musicians down here in Africa are. You know what I mean? They're like worldwide standard people who, if just invested in a little bit and just put in the direction of music being a business, not just like a pastime hobby, it would like fly off. I just thought it would be an interesting way to introduce them onto bass. You know what I mean? To introduce them onto the on-chain world where like there's no limitation and they own their stuff. So a lot of them are excited and they're extremely talented. I'm gonna share as soon as I put more music there. I just put like 7 songs from 7 musicians who are all from Livingston, and these guys just decided to help us run the local town square. Started from scratch. They didn't even know me, but they listened to me and they heard what I had to say, and we recorded music because I had some pieces of equipment, and now we have this going on. So please, guys, whoever, wherever, whatever, please let's. I think I have a sound for this. Where is that sound? Yeah.
Let's fucking build.
Let's go. Let's go. Dude, no, thanks
Yeah,
for
man.
that. Thanks for that, bro. Appreciate it. And everyone go check out Songchain and follow their Twitter. And also, I just noticed before Day One asked a question, let's see. Would it be better to start a new token instead of the current create token, or will we use the same create token for creating on base or create.blue?
This is such a good question. I'm so glad this is being brought up because like we've been weighing this ourselves. Like we want to use that same token. Like obviously, like that'd be great. Like the number one thing that it needs to be is a DAO token. Like we need to be able to use it as a DAO. Like number one. Like number two, we want to make sure that like whatever like the situation with like the liquidity tokenomics, everything. Like the one problem with it is that the token was made by the Clanker smart contract factory. So we don't actually even have ownership of the smart contract. So we're like, how do we even like do stuff with that? We can't even really own the smart contract. So like, I think we're wondering like if we're going to do it, we want to like figure out with the holders, like with the people who hold it, like what would you prefer if we are going to? We're not even saying we're going to at this point, but we're wondering like what would be the best way forward if we consider that option. And I think that's something that would be like, yeah, appreciated if anybody who's, you know, seen like a very successful, like, you know, kind of migration of like a token contract to a new launch, like that would be like an interesting like example to put forward. Yeah. And yeah, I think it does make a lot of sense to start a fresh one. In the context of like we now have like much better like kind of like launch pads for DAOs that also raise and do pre-sales at the same time, that like I do believe that we will be able to have like some interesting, but it's also about the smart contract itself. We have to make sure that like we have a lot of control over that, because there's a lot of like interactions in the background now with the Void that really needs to be tied into, because like that's our, like we've rebranded the Verse product, which is going to be our kind of metaverse kind of everything product that links everything together into the Void, which is kind of, again, it's like the integration engine that links everything together. And like it also kind of handles like if you're going to have it on like web, on gaming, on a smart TV, on a fridge, on you know, a console, whatever it is, like it's an app, it's a game, whatever it may be, like on Unity, Unreal, on web, React, like whatever you want to make. It's just like a protocol level of like integrating everything together that we're making, and really just like unlocking and like giving access to the various different assets in, like, you know, for example, like the SKU like inventory system that is like just like on a protocol level, other apps can like link into to unlock like things like vehicles or props or content, like streaming music, like videos, like whatever kind of content is being made throughout the Based Creators Content Network, as we're calling it, is like, you know, going to be accessible for builders to kind of link into to add to their apps and games and things. So it's kind of just like a protocol level way for, you know, creators to kind of get paid for creating content and for it to then be distributed out across every builder that ever wants to integrate that content. So, and like what we need to do is like just make sure that our smart contract for the Create token is like really prepped for that. Like, and I feel like we have something that we can figure out like with the current one, like because like we are going to be having like Void like fully developed with like the ideas that like we've already been working on, of like it's going to be able to handle everything. Like it's even going to handle like, you know, being like a DEX in the background where like all the trading that happens like between all these different assets, it's going to be able to handle that as well. But like, yeah, like we definitely might want to look into what that looks like for that token. And we got to do that kind of as a community and as like as a team, as like, you know, everybody figuring that out. But yeah, Rigo, I would actually love for Rigo to because he has a lot of like, this is like where Rigo really comes in, is like Void. Like is there anything on that side that like we can like talk about and like figure out or like, you know, discuss? Because like there's so much updates for those who are on like just the Create token side, that like in terms of like what might be coming now with like the Void integration and stuff.
Blah 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 blah. So as far as the Void and integration, so we haven't completely decided on the full integration of what's what on the Void exactly. I do have an idea and things I've already implemented as far as how I see it going. So the Void for where this ecosystem that we're all building, and there is plenty of tokens that we've been releasing. I want the Void to be a giant engine that fuels all these other tokens in one centralized place, kind of like a giant engine. So if you guys know like V4 hooks and how they work and like the LPs and blah blah blah, all that good stuff, we are able to write it into the contract where all the tokens that have been launched from Create, where Create will work within the DAO in the Void system. So it's just going to be integrating all the uses that it has already. And basically, I'm trying to do where all these microtransactions over prolonged periods of time are eating all the tokens, like a giant void, you know, like just the void taking over the tokens. So there is going to be some use case of that. I don't want to get too into specifics because I don't want to set something up or create any expectations where we do change something last minute, you know. But that's the idea of that, and that's where like creating an integratable system that goes around anything that people are trying to build. The biggest problem with a lot of projects and tokens is how compatible are things, right? So it's like, all right, I want to do this, this, and this, but like at the same time, I need to launch a new token. I got to do this, I got to do that. The idea is like building something that's fully integrated into everything that's done, where if people do want to build out the ecosystem, it's an easy add-on or an overlay to what they are building. So it's not too complicated to just adapt into what they are making. Because the Void itself is, I don't know exactly. So I'm trying to make we're working on the world, right? But at the same time, like the major part of the Void is an overlay system or a HUD system that lives on top of everything that runs. So that HUD system is integratable to different platforms, different things. So it's highly adaptable. It's kind of like overlay for any type of app that's being built out. And
no, yeah, like it enables you to have like access to all the integration. It's like it's a way that you can integrate as a developer, like an SDK to like plug into your game, plug into your app, like enable like integrations with everything that the Void enables, right?
Correct. And also like if you are, let's say
it's like an operating system.
Yeah, but it's distributed, it's decentralized.
Correct. So it would be an operating system, but at the same time it's like a menu, like just a menu, operating system.
Yeah, exactly. A menu. That's what an operating system. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know these big words. I'm just creating stuff. You know? I'm just making something that sounds great and everyone could use, and it's friendly for everyone, and they could just integrate directly.
Yeah, and like the big part of it too is like open source, where like once we have like the kind of the V1 and the spec of it all out there, and we've kind of like tested and got it all working, like we're wanting to have like the ability for people to kind of be able to start developing with us. So we're planning like a hackathon like at some point here soon. Like that's going to be coming up like sometime in the next year. Like we don't know exactly when, but it's going to be like as soon as we can get like a spec together on white paper and like have like here, like this is Void Protocol 1.0, like here are the specifications, like, and also here's like, you know, essentially like, you know, what we've built so far as like an example of like what can be done. And then we open source that first example and like just basically be like, here, like go start building, start like making like what kind of like things like you can think of too, because then it becomes like it is like really an operating system. Because like people can start making their own like DLCs, which then get unlocked through like, you know, NFTs that they can distribute through you know, our platform, or like, you know, all this stuff can be like, you know, fully interoperable to go with any other products or services or things that you're already kind of doing right now. So it's a really great way for, you know, basically everything to be integrated together, kind of like the movie Ready Player One. I confuse that with Ready Player Me, the platform, all the time, but the movie where like, you know, you can just hop around to different games and environments and it's all just like, you know, futuristic and shit. Like that's basically what we're building, but it's like the only way to build that is going to be like in an open source kind of decentralized way that like, you know, no one entity is ever going to be able to build that like alone, which is why it is going to be a collective of all the builders across the ecosystem that want to build, you know what I mean, that want to plug in. So yeah, it's just like making the kind of the metaverse, making, you know, web making on-chain and kind of all the apps of it like interoperable as like a system. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble here, but if anybody has anything else for our open floor, otherwise we can just kind of wrap up. Any other questions for us? Like anything else that's going on? Yeah, I guess if that's it, like we were gonna go ahead and get back to work. I think we've got a few things to work on here today. So thanks everybody for attending the community call. I'm gonna go ahead and get us out of the stream here, and we can kind of start the back rooms here. So thanks everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend. And